This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Hear from a local nurse working on the front lines of the pandemic who's received the COVID-19 vaccine next. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for being with us. I'm Ken Carr with your local information. The Standard Speaker has reaction from lawmakers in our area to violent protests in Washington, D.C. as supporters of President Donald Trump gather to protest the results of the 2020 presidential election. Democratic United States Representative Matt Cartwright was at the Capitol building and described the scene as surreal. Republican United States Representative Dan Muser was also in the Capitol and says, quote, "We must be grateful to our law enforcement and condemn violent lawlessness. God bless America. We will get through this," unquote. Republican Senator Pat Toomey called the violent protest an absolute disgrace. For more information and coverage of the events in Washington, D.C., go to standardspeaker.com. The Lehigh Valley Health Network has started to distribute the COVID-19 vaccine to long-term care residents and staff. LVHN is using both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. As the vaccine becomes more available, people can get notifications on its distribution through the network's My LVHN system. The system is available to everyone, so you don't need to be a patient in the network to sign up. To sign up, go to lvhn.org/mylvhn. We have more information on the vaccines now with our Janine Lassant, who has an interview with a nurse working on the front lines with LVHN.
Well, the vaccine, or vaccines, I should say, have been out for COVID-19 for several days now, and we wanted to touch base with Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton to talk with Christopher Morrow. He is a registered nurse. He also received one of the vaccines. Chris, thanks for joining us here on SSPTV News.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So I see that you're right outside of the ICU at the Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton. I'm sure the pandemic has been stressful on you and your workload. So tell us first of all about your experience working through the pandemic.
So first I would say in my career, I didn't think I would ever work through a pandemic. And I think I could speak for a lot of nurses. This is something unprecedented and something we thought we would never see. Over this past year, a lot of highs and lows, I would say. A lot of adapting, a lot of learning. Again, it was something unexpected. And, we really stepped up, I think, as healthcare providers, as nurses, physicians, respiratory therapy, and really kind of had to learn on the fly because this was, again, something we haven't seen before. And, a lot of highs. A lot of high points that we saw, but also a lot of really low lows. It's been difficult, but like I said, healthcare professionals, when it comes down to it, we rise to the occasion, and we get things done. So, overall, it's been a challenging experience, with some bright spots, but also a lot of rough things, that we had to go through. So. We know we're continuing to fight this pandemic every single day, and we're sticking through it.
So although you've received the vaccine, and now that the vaccine will become available to more and more people as the state allows, you're still doing the social distancing, and we still have to be very careful because it doesn't mean that you aren't able to contract COVID-19, correct?
Of course, yeah. So despite having the first dose and then going to be receiving the second dose, I hopefully can expect some sort of immunity. However, I still wear my mask, still wear eyewear, regardless of the situation, because like I said, we can still potentially contract the virus. It might not be as hit us as hard, but again, there's always that chance. So like I said, we always maintain our continuous social distancing. Wear our masks and eyewear at all times in the facility, and then even at home in our personal lives, make sure that you're practicing your social distancing, quarantining if you feel like you've been exposed to COVID-19, and doing everyone continue to do your part to help stop the spread and then hopefully really stop this virus completely.
From your perspective and with your opinion about getting the vaccine, have you seen that, or have you felt yourself a little more protected, a little bit more relief, some light at the end of the tunnel coming with the vaccine out?
The work we do, we're exposed to COVID-19 on a daily basis, regardless, we wear all our protective equipment, to the maximum, but, there's still that chance. So having that vaccine gives you a little bit more peace of mind and more confidence going in and caring for your patients. And going forward, we're on the verge of just a full year of COVID, and, we really haven't seen it leave up. In our area, we had a little bit of a lull. I would think over the summer we saw it dip down, but then other part of the country was kind of getting hit, just like we did. So it's kind of been this vicious cycle. So having the vaccine, available, I think that's hopefully the light at the end of our tunnel. I hope that everyone would consider getting the vaccine out in the community, and hopefully that would be the end to this pandemic. Not that I'm not an expert, on the vaccine or virology or anything like that, but I think that is our best chance to getting back to, a normal life.
Very good, Chris. I appreciate your time. I wish you safety, you and all of the staff there. You guys have been doing an extraordinary job. We keep you all in our prayers all the time. You are at the forefront of this pandemic. Like you said, who would have ever thought that you'd have to work through a pandemic as a registered nurse? So thank you. Thank you to the other nurses and the doctors and all of the workers that work in healthcare. We appreciate it very much.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Frankie's Pizzeria, located at 3739 Wyoming Street in Hazleton. Every Friday night is all-you-can-eat crab legs from 5 until 8 p.m. Reservations are suggested. You can call 570-454-6000 to make a reservation or for more information.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
And now our forecast from the National Weather Service. On Friday, it's mostly sunny with highs in the 30s. Friday night, partly cloudy with lows in the teens. Saturday, it's mostly sunny with highs in the 30s. Saturday night, mostly clear with lows in the teens. Sunday, mostly sunny with highs in the 30s. Sunday night, partly cloudy with lows in the teens. Monday, partly sunny with highs in the 30s. And then Monday night, mostly clear with a low around 20 degrees. Coming up, a lot of sports. We talk with Corey McCormick, a cross-country and track champion at North Schuylkill High School. Plus, we have Ron Marchetti's 2020 sports recap. And next in the SSPTV Spotlight, we learn about Mark Isaiah's time on NBC's The Voice in a clip from our show, Music on the Menu.
SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. John Anthony Mealing, age 73 of Hazleton. Services will be private under the Nagel Funeral Home. Agnes A. Tanchin, age 95 of Freeland. A funeral service will be held on Saturday at 10 a.m. at the McNulty Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the funeral home. Elizabeth T. Wysocki, age 93 of Jetto. A graveside service will be held on Friday at 1:30 p.m. at the Calvary Cemetery in Drums. The Damiano Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Andrew J. Yenchik, age 59 of Hazel Township. Mass will be held on Saturday at 11 a.m. at Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception Parish at St. Anne's Church. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the church. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Today's social and obituary report is brought to you by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory. Call 570-788-0977 or go to harmonfuneral.com.